Welcome to part 2 of recreating this cherry-inspired makeup look. Now we're on to the fun part, blush, bronzer, eyes, etc. So one thing that I really do notice is that there is quite a lot of bronzer, especially on Kylie. Elsa doesn't have as much, but you can still kind of see it there. What you want to do is start off with a cream bronzer. This is going to allow us to set a natural base for the bronzer, but it's not going to look too fake and overdone. Apply it with a stiffer brush like this and kind of just move it on the outer parts of your face, and you can see how it's already adding a slight bronze. Now you're going to lock that in with a powder bronzer. You want to use something a little bit more pigmented so that it's going to last longer. This is by Huda Beauty, and it's honestly one of the best bronzers I've ever tried. You can see already how much of a difference that made. It just mattifies it, it's going to allow it to last longer, and overall will look 10 times better. Now we're focusing on probably the best part, the blush. I have this blush by Milani, and you want to use a red cream blush as a base. We're going to tread really lightly here, and that's important because this stuff is so pigmented. Grab a stiffer, smaller brush like this because it's going to allow you to kind of control the pigment a little bit better. We're just going to get a dab of it. You see that? All that pigment? And you're going to just gently press it into your skin, and you can already see this is that perfect cherry color. So get a little bit here and a little bit there, and then just slowly build it up. I'm going to just go in with one more cream blush, and this is Rare Beauty Nearly Berry. And this is red too, but it's kind of also leaning on the purple side. Now you're going to grab a powder puff, and any pressed powder. This Kosas one is amazing though for locking in a base. And you're just going to get your powder puff, and you're going to press it in just like that. Watch the magic. Look at that. It instantly just makes your under eye flawless and locked in. You can look at that. It's insane. You can see that I'm applying powder, but I'm not doing it to the point where it's completely matte. My skin is still glowing. We're going to focus on eyes. The eyes are super natural. It's kind of like they're almost not even wearing eyeshadow on their eyes, but you can still see a little bit popping through. To achieve that really natural look, I'm just going to use this Wet n Wild Always Naked palette. You can use any neutral bronze palette that you have though. One shade that really catches my eye is just this very neutral fair one, and so I'm just going to get a fluffy brush. I'm just going to apply this all over my eyes, like, oh, whoa, that's a lot of pigment. But this is kind of the look that they all have in the photos. Now you want to go in with any matte bronze shade, and this is just going to add a little bit more drama to the eye. Repeat the process on the other eye, and you can kind of just go like that, like create a V, and then blend it in. Now I'm going in with a ColourPop Fade Hue palette in the shade Paradise. Now this is a pretty, bold red, but I just want to add a little bit to the eye to give it that cherry pop. So we're just going to add it kind of like on the end of the eye, right before the bronze. And so the first thing that you want to do is grab a little bit more powder, and you're just going to get that onto your powder puff. Now you're really just going to go in for it, and you're going to press it under your eye. Look at how it got rid of all that shininess, and it just leaves you with such a flawless finish. Add a little bit more of that red blush that you used, but the secret is to use a matte hot pink kind of red blush. And this is what's going to allow it to last really, really long, because typically cream blushes do fall off pretty easily. Head over to part 3 for the finishing touches.